Greetings, it's Don, and today's video is going to be all about crafting your personal statement, specifically the do's and don'ts to writing your personal statement. Before we get started, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notification button so you can be notified of more videos like this, and invite someone to watch this video for you. You are not the only one applying to programs, and you're not the only one who is in need of some TLC with their personal statement. To begin, make sure you're the one writing your personal statements. So often, individuals will hire someone to write their personal statements, and I want to be very clear because I know that I provide consultation work. I do not write my clients' personal statements, nor would I ever do that. I don't think it's ethical, and I don't think that it's setting the applicant up for success because and mainly because your personal statement is a reflection of your writing ability and just kind of where you are at this time. It's a nice way to assess where you are. And if you hire me, someone who like scored a 5 on the GRE in writing, and like you can't write, you're gonna flunk out of your program. And I don't say that to be mean. I say that to say that you do not want to enter something that you're not prepared for. So I would never write someone's personal statement. If anything, I love being able to show applicants areas of growth and in helping them navigate some of those challenges. And even when like exploring programs, looking at programs that have strong writing centers, some are stronger than others. You'd be surprised of resources that may be scarce in some programs and resources that may be more available in other programs. The next thing you want to do is you definitely want to have a theme. You really want your application and your personal statement to be cohesive. So they are definitely going to provide you with prompts. It's not likely that you're going to have this free form. Nonetheless, you still want to show how your academic interests connect with your professional interests and how that fits within the School of Social Work in which you're applying to. Many programs ask that you connect your interests with social justice and diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we can definitely tie all of those things together when we are being intentional about how we are structuring our paper and how we are telling the story. Do have someone look over your paper. I'm not saying that because I provide that wonderful service. I'm saying that because you will miss something. You will miss something, whether it's a grammatical error, whether it's a structural error, whether it's a citation error, or whether it's a content error. Like maybe you forgot to answer an entire section of the essay. Having a second set of eyes or even a third set of eyes review your essay is really important because they can also identify like maybe there's a part of your academic journey that you didn't mention that they're like, hey, how could you not talk about that intro to social work class? Or how could you not talk about that health equity class that we were in together? So I think it's important to have those second and third set of eyes from trusted individuals in your life to help you if you would like to add some professional support to that. And I always tell individuals before working with me, like, definitely, especially if you're in school, check out your career service center, check out your writing center, have them review it beforehand. Now, if they don't have the time because it can, it's not just you, it's the entire institution, and you have the funds to work with me, I'm more than happy to work with you. I'm more than happy to start from scratch. I have individuals who come to me with nothing, and like our first section, or our first session is like brainstorming, or our first session is creating the outline. So really, and I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you too. You can email me down below if you'd like to kind of hash out what all you need to do before working with me, if you want to maximize that one session. But if you know that you want to work with me for multiple sessions, that's fine too. I really tailor it to the needs of the individual. And I'm like, I love this work, so I would never like con anyone or take advantage of anyone. So yeah, be sure, like, if you're in school, visit those departments. If you have a good relationship with your professor, especially like your academic advisor, ask them to review it as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if they say no, or they're not available, or you don't have the best relationship with them, that's where I come in. Or if you want tailored services, that's where I come in. So I talked about some do's. Some don'ts is going to definitely be some don'ts. Don't try to sound so intellectual. I think that this catches us up so much that, like, we get caught up in buzzwords and we get caught up in utilizing certain terms. And I think that's an easy pitfall for applicants, and you end up confusing yourself. You end up using terms that's like not applicable to what you're describing. So I definitely would say that, like, the intellectual writing, I would save that for like a doctoral program application, or I would save that for like your actual class assignments once you're in the MSW program. The MSW program, they really want to hear from the heart. They want to hear like an authentic story, but they want to hear you make sense of why social work and why their school. This should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't copy someone else's personal statement. I have my personal statement online. I read it to you all, and that video did really well. The purpose of me sharing that was to provide some type of illustration for how to approach your essay. It's okay to receive some inspiration, but don't plagiarize. Don't be afraid to test out different ideas and to write multiple drafts. I think many of you all think like you have to have this one and done type of essay, and that's definitely not the case. You want to make sure that you are exploring as many perspectives as possible, because this is how you find your voice. And so, if you have an idea about discussing child welfare, but you're also interested in healthcare social work, write about both. Write about both and see if there's an intersection, see if there's a theme, see where it's leading you, see which one comes more natural for you, see which one feels better at the end once it's produced. And you can always pivot. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to pivot. We think, oh, I did this, and this in undergrad, or like I did this, and this post undergrad. If you've been working for a few years, but your interests are different. That's even something that I'm thinking about as I explore programs. I'm like, what if I pivot? I should stay in this because I everything's aligning this way. But no, like if you find that your heart is like maybe for one program you're really interested in healthcare, social work, but for another program, they have maybe a really strong social innovation program. It's okay to apply for healthcare for that school and apply for social innovation for that school. And you're just writing to that and explaining the rationale for that. You may want to let your professors know as they're writing the letters of recommendation, and you may want to tailor your resume for each school that you're writing like something different about. But overall, it is okay to do. Last thing I'll say is don't stop. It is so easy to become overwhelmed. And I think that something that could be really helpful for this is like sticking to a writing schedule, even if maybe the schedule isn't so much about time frame as much as like, okay, today I'm going to write a paragraph. Today I'm going to complete one section. Today I'm going to complete my intro to my personal statement. These are all things that will help you stay on track, that will help you have something to work with, which can spark motivation and inspiration later down the line as you are finalizing your personal statement. But if you freeze and you do nothing and time pass, that really puts you in a bind. And it's already stressful enough when you have everything together. You don't want to like get down to the wire and you don't have much, especially if you're applying in your senior year, because you're not only applying to the programs, you're not only writing the statements and everything that comes with that, like you're still managing your classes, you're still managing your internships. So you want to minimize as much stress as possible. I wasn't in school when I applied to my program. So I think that it's really important for individuals to make sure that they are creating like as stress-free of a process as possible, or at least minimizing the stress in their life. So I guess like the don't will also be like, don't add more stress to your life during this application process and during this writing process. That is going to conclude this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and comment in the comment section below. What's one thing that you find most challenging about writing a personal statement? I'll be sure to respond in the comment section. And if you're interested in working with me, check out the link in the description box. It'll be the link that says book an appointment with me. I am more than happy to work with you. If you schedule an appointment with me for your personal statement, what will happen is once you submit your payment, I will send you an email asking you to complete a client information form. And that's when I will learn more about the date and time that you're interested in meeting, but also like what are the goals of our meeting? Is this a brainstorming session? Is this like crafting an outline? Is this editing your personal statement? What specific edits are you looking for? Is it for content? Is it for grammar? Is it for the combination? How to enhance the personal statement? And then I will also have you send your essay to me by email. So when we meet, it's already edited and I can share my screen with you and we can walk through those edits, and then our session is also built on like me answering those questions that you have, because you can also submit questions prior to us meeting so I can enter that session with the answers. I hope you all found this video helpful. I wanted to provide some free content surrounding this topic. I know it's important. Please, if you're strapped on cash, please review all of my videos and see like if you can construct a DIY service for yourself. Some people are able to do that, and if you can, great. Like I said, I'm not here to rob anyone, but if you can't, it's okay. Just use the videos to help provide some type of sense of direction and like finding like what will be useful, because there's a lot of quality information in my videos. And so if you do the things mentioned in those videos, then we have a lot of great things to build from there, and you'll really like see the return on investment. Thanks so much for watching, and until I see you next time, be you, be great.